What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our very first UEL reviews. We're gonna review things that we've been using for a long time. Because a lot of times we get like, you look at a review video and they pull it out of the box and they tell you what you like about it and what they don't like about it, but they haven't used it on the road, so they don't know whether it's gonna last or not. First, this video is sponsored by Octave Media. He's the one that's handling all of our video shooting today. You can check him out at octavemedia.com. Today, we're talking about this guy.
It is the American ADJ Inno Spot Pro. We've been using this light since April of 2015, so coming up on 4 years that we've used and abused.
Actually, exactly 4 years.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. Oh. All right, we're gonna slide this over here, and we're gonna talk about some of the features. All right, this light comes with 8 colors plus white, 6 rotating replaceable gobos, which is important. We'll tell you about that in a minute. Motorized focus, which is a really handy feature. This has manual zoom.
12 degrees to 17 degrees. These lights have 14 DMX channels. Aside from DMX, you can run them in standalone, sound active, slave mode.
And actually those modes are really good.
They are.
I hate when moving heads just rotate all the way around when they're in like an auto mode. They do have a mode on this that will keep it just front facing, and so that it doesn't just wrap all the way around and then flip all the way over.
And without DMX, you can run them on totems or on truss. And depending on what you need, like Lee said, instead of having the light go behind you, you don't want the light behind you, you can adjust it accordingly with one of the 4 built-in shells, and they actually work really well.
They look great. 3-facet rotating prism, which is beautiful on these things. The optics are actually great on this. They're very sharp beams. I was surprised by that. 540 degrees pan, 240 degrees tilt, 16-bit. That's also important. So everything's really smooth. The motors are really precise on these, so these are really fast for this. For this size and price fixture, these things are really fast and very precise. The power draw on these things are great.
140 watts at 110.
And so you can daisy chain up to 4 of these together.
Like, they draw an 1.5 amp at 110, which is incredible. Like, you can't find a fixture like this with that much punch that only pulls an 1.5 amp. So they're pretty incredible. So these are actually built really well. We transport them in plastic totes, and they've actually held up extremely well. Like Lee said, they're really well built. We're
gonna go to the pros and cons. The first thing I wanna start with is the cons column. And the reason I want to start with this because there's a pros to that, which sounds weird, I know. The gobos are terrible, I feel like, out of the box with these. They're not good. But the plus side to that is that all of the gobos are replaceable, and they're really easy to do.
They've gone out on every job that we've done in the last 4 years. So we had a tough time coming up with the cons column, and really, the worst thing about these lights were the stock gobos. But like Lee said, you can replace those, and we actually replaced 3 of them.
In each light.
3 of them in each light. So we put in a very tiny like hole. So we basically created a beam with one. We did a triangle, and then we did a circle of dots. And all 3 of those completely changed these lights. They really brought these lights to life.
Next thing I want to talk about in the pros column would be the reliability. We have 18 of these fixtures, and out of 18 in 4 years, we've had issues with 4 of them.
The 4 that we've had issues with were actually refurbished. The other 14 that we bought brand new, we have had 0 issues with. This light in particular, we checked it before the video. It's got 733 hours on it. So we figure,
if you break that down to about 7 hours per gig, that's about 100 gigs that we've done with this thing.
100 jobs in the last 4 years, and it's still going strong. Like, there's no issues with it. We haven't had a single problem with them. So they've really held up quite well.
We haven't even had to replace a single belt on these in 4 years.
Not one.
The value of these lights is extremely high. In this price range, I don't think you'll get a brighter light. I don't think you'll get nearly as many features with this light, unless you were to go to a brand that's unknown, or like an off-brand from like China, and you'll have 0 support. Which brings me to my next thing in the pros column is support. Support with this has been amazing through American ADJ.
So it's been extremely easy to get these worked on. You basically send the lights to them with the RMA number right in the box, and they're actually really quick to fix them and to get them back to you. Support on these have been incredible.
What I like about American ADJ too is that any of their products, they still support things from like 20 years ago. They still have parts on their website. So if we do have issues with these in the future and we don't want to send them in, we can order parts easily.
And the nice thing about them too is they're very modular. So you take them off, they're very easy to take apart, and they're very easy to work on.
Insides, nice. Let's talk about the light source next. It's 80 watt LED, is rated for 50,000 hours.
50,000 hours. We've only got 730 on it in 4 years. We'll never have to change this bulb. To wrap this up, I don't know what I'm saying after that.
We're giving this a 4.75 out of 5. Because I don't think you can, in this price point, we cannot stress this enough. You cannot touch this in this price point without going to a Chinese brand, an off-brand. You can't. So, 4.75 out of 5. Highly recommended.
Click up there to click the bell.
Sorry, man. It's such a bad habit. It's really bad. Thanks again, guys, for checking out our video. This is our very first review. We're going to have a lot more of these coming up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that way you're notified when we have a new one up.
If you've seen something in one of our previous gig logs that you want to know more about, maybe it's a piece of equipment, maybe it's a way that we have done something, leave us a comment down below and we'll try to get to it in the future.
Okay, all right, go ahead. You got this?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
All right, I got it. What? Sorry, go ahead.